Mobtv.
All right, people, this is a very reputable personality in Imo State. He is the former SSG of the state during the time of Governor Rogers Okorocha. He came on board when there were a lot of chaos in the state, and he was able to, by his personality, manage situations. And we've come today to actually hear from him, and he's also coming up with something very beautiful. Just hang on, you would know. So thank you for giving us this opportunity to come see you. And I'd like to know the best way you can describe yourself.
Well, thank you very much. I'm Honorable Engineer Mark Chijoke Uchendu. I am from Itoboma local government. And I read electrical engineering up to master's level. I'm practicing and also a politician in Imo State. I have seen it through from the local government to the states as a politician. And I ended up last as a secretary to the Imo State government. Before then, I have been a councillor in my local government. I've also been a chairman of the local government. I have gone to the House of Assembly to represent the local government. And I was also appointed a commissioner.
Oh,
Before, while I was in school, I was the deputy speaker of the Students' Union Parliament. So I think politics runs in my blood. I've been trying to show my face and show my character, my personality. And in all this, by the special grace of God, I've been able to do my best to contribute to the development of both the local government and the state.
there is this general perception, which is agreeably or arguably true, when they say politics is a dirty game. And you've been able to try to keep a good personality in amidst this dirty game. And you've mentioned a lot of positions you've held. So why did you join the dirty game?
Is politics really a dirty game?
Agreeably and arguably.
No, it's arguably, not agreeably.
Okay.
Because I believe politics is not a dirty game.
Okay.
There are in every strata of the society, there are dirty people. Even in business, there are dirty people now.
Yes.
So you find them everywhere. So there are dirty people in politics. That doesn't make politics a dirty game. If you want to be decent, you can be decent. You do the right thing. Just have the fear of God in whatever you want to do. And whatever you think is wrong, you don't get yourself involved with it. Once in a while, one can make mistake, granted, because as a human being, you make your little mistakes. But to say that politics is a dirty game is not true. But there are dirty players in politics. Can you consider the president of Nigeria now a dirty player? He's not. But there are some elements who are dirty, who are also playing it dirty. I believe strongly that you see, when the wise people go to sleep, foolish people will occupy position.
Yeah.
Because our people, the decent people in Nigeria, don't really try to discuss politics. They have this notion you have that is a dirty game. So you don't correct anything from outside. If something is bad, you must enter inside. If you think something is bad, you enter and correct it. So for people like us, we are trying to place politics in the better perspective it should be, and not necessarily labeling it as a dirty game. Because somebody must be in politics and somebody must govern you. If you go to sleep and you see yourself as a saint and you have gone to sleep, then the bad ones will occupy position. And they make bad laws, they implement bad laws, and it will affect everybody.
All right.
So I think I will encourage good people
To join
politics.
All right, to actually make it a good game.
Yes.
Okay, sir, you mentioned about the president just in your conversation. That brings us to you've served from the local level, like I think the least level, which is the council, up till one of the most reputable positions as the SSG in the state level. And we have, I think that has given you opportunity to see the national level, to have meetings on the national plate too. What do you think? Like, we're having a lot of national issues in this country. What do you think is actually a solution to those national issues?
I think the major problem we have is having nationalistic and patriotic leaders. At times, when you are the head, it appears that every mistake made becomes your own. That's the price of leadership. But you discover that if you are not careful, all those around you will create the problem for you.
Okay.
So you have to really, I think the major problem we have in Nigeria is that leaders must see themselves as Nigerians first before seeing themselves as Igbo man, Hausa man, or Yoruba man. If we're able to inculcate that nationalistic ideology, we will be in a way moving like Ghana is doing now. Before Rollins came, there was no, every average Ghanaian takes himself from the east, from the west, from the north. But he's been able to instill national discipline
Agenda.
into the people. And today, every Ghanaian you see anywhere sees himself as a Ghanaian first.
Before
Even inside Ghana, they do the same. So I think we need to create the national consciousness, whether by way of orientation or what, something must be done. Babangida tried it when he was talking about National Orientation Agency. Even Buhari did it in his first coming when he had his WAI program, where if you are seen urinating in the public, you are, in fact, somebody else will tell you, that you are doing the wrong thing. So that's, but somehow we left that part.
Okay.
And then everybody started chasing his own way. And that has not been possible for previous governments, including present one, to weld into the people the nationalistic approach of all issues.
Okay. Like every citizen seeing himself as a Nigerian
first before seeing yourself as a Southerner, a Southwesterner, Southeasterner, Northeasterner, that kind of agenda.
All right.
But now what we do is people concentrate on where they are coming from, as if there is something to partition. Yeah, we're trying to partition Nigeria again. Everybody is asking for his own. Let us see what we can get.
All right, so having said that, there is a lot of agitation in Nigeria. And on the national level, some people are saying that in 2023, that the Eastern person or the Igbo man should be the president of Nigeria. And that is the place you actually come from. And also, there's been a lot of agitation from your place too about for a sovereign nation called Biafra. I think all these things you mentioned give rise to those agitations. Then from the north, some people are saying that no, they will not let other people rule, like let the Igbos rule in 2023. How do you react to that, 2023 president?
Do we really understand what politics is all about? I think if we do, we wouldn't be making too much noise about letting us be or not letting us be. Okay. Politics is all about negotiation. There is no shortcut to it. When the North wanted the presidency, they courted the West using Buhari as their best. To them, then Buhari, it was acceptable all through the North. And then they were looking for partners in the South. They went to the West. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So our people should really, we are not working. I mean, the Southeast, it's not a question of leave us. It's a question of working together around a figure that is acceptable. You understand?
Yes.
And then going up north to negotiate. You must negotiate power. Nobody gives power. Nobody on earth gives power. Power is negotiated, fought for, and taken. So for me, I think we have we have the sympathy going for the Southeast. Everybody feels they were part of the independence. They have not had opportunity of governing the country, as to say this time they were president. We appreciate that is the advantage we have over and above all these people. But it's not enough. Like, sorry to digress a little bit, we have a problem in the Southeast. Today, every governor that has governed in Southeast is in EFCs. No society moves like that. Are they the worst criminals? So how do you now throw up leaders? You understand?
Yes, sir.
If somebody has finished, he will be hiding because you have written 200 pages of petition against him. He will not talk. So where do you raise this leadership that will be president?
When all
those who can come to the national level and negotiate your interests, they are in jail. They are either in jail or they are in court. From Samuel, Naman, Oji Kalo, Oji, all of them, including Richards of yesterday. That no society moves like that. I don't know why the Igbos are behaving the way they are behaving. Those who are calling the shots in the north are those who have had opportunity of coming here, coming to Abuja, either as ministers or as senators or as. Can you imagine that a deputy senate president of Federal Republic of Nigeria visited Germany and the Igbo chaps had the audacity to throw pure water on him? If we really want to move, we must change our psyche. Where the Igbos did not produce the worst criminals as governors. You understand? So, and nobody finishes there and comes up here to raise his hand and talk. Most of them are sitting in the Senate. When there is national issue, they can't talk because their case file is still open somewhere. And when they talk too much, they will walk into the cell. Can't we stop this? If we really want to move, because I don't know where you are going to manufacture who will be president, or people think that president, anybody can just come out. If you look at the West now, they are playing up Tinubu. At least they have somebody. Whatever he did, all the cases he had, the universe come together, they came together and we're able to resolve it so that he can stand to defend them. Our own, once our leader is arrested, he's a criminal, jail him. That we can't continue to do national politics like that. It will not work. That is my belief. So I know that we are disadvantaged because we've not been able to produce a president.
Okay, well, so in the flip side of that, your conversation or your argument, are you trying to say that the way how deplorable the Southeast is, that people that are writing the petitions against these people should keep quiet?
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that you cannot convince me that everybody who has governed the state, for instance in Imo State, from Achiku Denwa to Rochas Okrocha are criminals and they must go to jail. In Abia State, from Ojos Okalo to Tioch, even if this man finish now, he will be going to jail.
Yes.
I don't know whether I understand
Yes.
you. Then in Ebonyi, from Samuel to this one, in Enugu, from do you mean that there is no single one that has been able to achieve something? There is a way to correct some of these things, you understand? I don't, in as much as I don't condone corruption, you understand? But we must look at a situation where we are playing national politics and we cannot be throwing
the figures,
the younger ones, and then those ones who protect us, they are already in. What do you expect them to do? If there is any argument, they cannot come hard for the Igbos.
May his soul rest in peace. That's the former Speaker of Imo State, who was also representing the people of Kiwi Zone in the Red Chambers. He's dead, and the seat is vacant. Why do you think, and he happens to be a very close friend to you and a brother, why do you think you are best to occupy that position?
Well, my brother Ben Uwajumogu, may his soul rest in peace. Coming up as politician, we started almost together, even though I am older than him by a few years. When he was SSG party chairman, was when I was the zonal chairman. So we believe in my people came together after what happened, and he came to talk to me that I should come up and represent the zone in the Senate. There is a pattern that this Senate thing has been going in Okigwe zone. From 1999, we had Senator Ararume, who spent 8 years. He's from Isialamba. So Ararume became a senator for 8 years. In 2007, the thing was moved to Obo local government. And in Obo, the SNI took over, became a senator. He spent 4 years, and the people felt he was not really doing very well.
Okay.
And they needed to make a change. The change was made from the same Obo, Ambassador Wau, who now completed their 8 years.
Okay.
So the thing now came to Idobo. And my friend and my brother Ben had a very tough battle coming the first time. He finished that tenure, then went for the second time, which is this one now, and he died. So my people felt that just like what Okigwe people did for Obo and did for Isialamba, no? It is natural that they should allow
A replacement.
a replacement from Idobo.
Okay.
Before then, there was an issue of House of Rep in Okigwe North. That's Isialamba, Onim, and Okigwe local government. When the representative died in 2004, that's Maurice Ibekwe, the zone got together and insisted that an Onimo man, Mike Oya, will complete that then. So for me and my people, we don't see anything different from what has happened to us. So when people are jumping out from left and right, this is not end of term election. It's a replacement.
Election.
A replacement, yes. So on the basis of that, I think that ordinarily, a Toboma should be allowed to complete their term. And in doing that, I've told you what positions I have held. And I've done my best. Let me not say I have done well. I will say I've done my best. It's for the people to determine whether my best
It's good enough.
is good enough. And I believe if it's not, they won't come to me asking me to
Come out.
and run. So we are of the belief that Senate should remain in the Togo. But that does not mean that we are not ready. I'm ready. Because I don't think anybody who is in that contest has any advantage over me.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
I have played my role at the local government. I played my role at the state level.
So
coming to national is a fulfillment of all that I have been able to do. Right. So the truth of the matter, I'm not hanging on it must if they don't withdraw. No, I'm still prepared to go to the primaries with them. But I know that if I win in the primaries with them, it means that they have opened up the election for competition.
Yes. Talking big movies, talking about every other thing. Personally, if you are by your people, they support you to come on board. What impact? Because Nigeria is suffering leadership. Take it to the moon and back. Which you've also attested to the fact that the main focal thing is leadership generally. What are you going to bring to the table? What impact are you going to create?
Well, I am coming under the platform of APC, and the APC happen to have the majority in the Senate and the House of Reps, and they are running the federal government too. There is nothing anybody can achieve without cooperating with the system. Right now, there are so many senators. 80% or 90% of our senators are from PDP. And if you call a caucus of APC senators now, there's only two of them that will be there. That is Ojo Zokalo and Richard Sokoraj. I am coming to ensure that at least we have 3 from the 15 senators coming from the Southeast. I will work closely with the leadership of the National Assembly. I will also want to work closely with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I believe when we do that, we will get what is due to our people within this short period. For Okigwe Zone, I have told them what I think should be the major plank of my campaign. And I will want to work with the leadership to achieve that. So I'm believing that if we can win and come in, one cannot actually start saying, I will do this, I will do that. But there are things that I have told my people that I'm going to target. We cannot start talking about it now until we have scaled through. Because when you have your campaign strategy, you hold it.
Before that,
so yes, so we will. I'm a team player. I've never been found wanting. When Richards came on board from 2011, I didn't join him till 2017. And when I joined in 2017, if you ask him or ask anybody who was in that government, there was a change. I come into a system, the system cannot swallow me. I must make my impact within the shortest possible time. Otherwise, how would I become SSG? I was just appointed a commissioner. And maybe he saw the way I was going and they appointed me SSG. I changed the tide. A lot of people, if you go to Imo, they will tell you that my period was the best period. And that was a period when the issue of deputy governor was not resolved. So more or less, I was running the state with His Excellency. So I think we will have opportunity of working with the system to get certain things for our people as early as possible. One other advantage is that this is a midterm election. There is no time for induction for any senator. They have done that
already.
So if you don't have legislative experience and you come into this thing, in the next 1 year, you won't even know what is happening.
You're left from the right.
So I have passed that stage too.
You
have had
that experience.
Legislative experience as to know what to do. So I will come in and settle down for business immediately. That's the way I look at it. So I believe I'll be able to do well.
Looking at Imo State, let's talk about Imo State. There's been a lot of battle since after your government, which introduced Ihedioha played for some months, and Governor Hope Uzodinma came on board, and it's of your party. So one could look at different camps, different factions, and you coming on board as senator. So how are you going to work with this person that by perception is not in your camp?
Well, like I told you, I said I'm a team player. I'm of APC. You will notice that in the last national convention, which was held here, I was the one that moved the motion for the dissolution of the then ESCO. I supported the motion. If you get the TV, the video, you will see me there. So that is the spirit I have. APC, by the time PDP won the election, I was convinced that they didn't win because I was there at the collection center. I was the agent of APC at that collection center. I know they didn't win. So when people were shouting PDP won, I said no. If you go through the newspapers, there were two adverts which I took as a leader of the APC elders then. When the Imo PDP elders were putting what they call the Imo position on paper, I replied them. Emeka did not win, he's my friend, but he knows the truth. So APC coming on board is God's design. And we were all there when His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma won. And I came back, we came back with him to Imo State on the swearing-in day. Since then, I've been working closely with him because I know that the party is one. In the course of election, there may be some disagreement. It's like what is happening in Edo now. People are running primaries, somebody has been given tickets, some people will say no. It doesn't remove them from being members of the party. Your ability to know when to stop, whatever disagreement is the best, is the thing that makes you a team player. For me, there is a government in the state which is headed by an APC governor. And anybody who is fighting again is not of APC. You understand?
Yes.
So I think every matter about whether you believe or you don't believe should be open. We must come together now and help him to succeed. And on the basis of that, I didn't start supporting him because I was running for the Senate. From the moment he
became the guy.
Yes, even from the moment we purportedly lost that governorship, I was going for APC. And we were all in the trench trying to discuss the matter until the way the thing came. So I think what everybody, I call on all APC people, including my former boss, or the House of Rep members, to please come around the governor, help him to succeed. I know that if I win, I'll be able to pull everybody together because we need everybody.
That synergy.
If we don't do that now, between now and the next 2 years, it will be difficult again in the next election. So we'll have to forgive everybody and let's see how we can work together. So far, he's doing well because people must understand that when Kedon Hakim came, in fact, every governor will have not less than 1 month from the point of the date of his declaration to the date of handover. Some had 100 days. But this man was declared winner today, sworn in tomorrow. He entered government that same day. You understand?
Yes.
And he's been able to do the little he's been able to do. I think he's trying. So let us give him more support. The new court premises is being used now. One good thing is that he has not come to destroy anything done by anybody. or the contract awarded by Emeka, he allowed the contractors to continue. And that is what, when you see a sane man, a leader, he doesn't look back. He will just, here I am, I'll start. If any matter comes up from here, you handle it. Quite unlike what Emeka, the way he started, the former governor started. Pulling down everything, destroying this. Good things that were done, instead of acknowledging them, you destroy them. The same lodge he said is fallen down is where the Ben governor stay. The same executive chamber he said is leaking is where he's doing the school. Have you heard him complain? Once anybody has provided anything for government, you use it.
If it's not,
and then you have find today on Sunday. Sunday last week. I was at the church, not these 2 weeks ago. I was at the church, government house chapel, with the governor. I attended the chapel. He was there. The PDP government refused to enter the chapel for 6 months. Today, the Catholic priest officiates because the governor is a Catholic. I was there, took my Holy Communion, and I was happy, excited. So what else do we need as former administration? The man is still recognizing the little effort the former governor made while doing his own. And it gives him time to address the mistakes made by the previous administration. He will be taking them one by one, correcting them, those ones, and doing his own. So I think it's a perfect match for us now. I don't think what he needed is that rascality in governance that was happening with PDP. So I am working with Hope Uzodinma as my governor, and as a senator, I will work with him if elected. I will work with him in the interest of Okigwezo and to ensure that he also succeeds. From my own wealth of experience, I will try to assist him the much I can to make sure that the government is stabilized.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this opportunity to have a talk with you. And we from Mobtv will pray that the Lord be with you and answer your desires. Thank you, sir.